Hi everyone. So I have a new product for you to go take a look at. This is with Pink Salt Wall. So they're a source of pure Himalayan salt. I think we all kind of, have our salt lamps and everything, which I do have. But with them, they offer high quality Himalayan pink salt products that can enhance your environment and help with respiratory and skin issues. Their collection includes Himalayan salt bricks, tiles, building blocks, licking salt blocks for your animals. That sounds interesting. Salt lamps and cooking plates, and much more. All their products are shipped directly from their factory in Pakistan and are available locally through their warehouse in Maryland, United States. So, yeah, if you're interested in taking part in that, you can go down to the show notes where you'll see a link to their website through me. So you're supporting them as well as supporting the podcast as well. So if you go to www.pinksaltwall.com/Tanika Thomas, that's all in caps, you can partake in these amazing products and again, support the podcast. Now it's enough of me. Let's head back to the podcast. Patreon, going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers on Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad free. You also get AMAs once a month, or learn about me episodes once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore, currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed, where there will be the first episode of every season released there. So you can try that before you head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man of 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/realityt ×2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on other tier, if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/realityt ×2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. This episode is ad-free on the Patreon. So if you want to partake in that, you can head on over to patreon.com/realityt ×2. Welcome to Reality T ×2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we are going to be doing that finally roundup episode of the season proper, not the reunion or the tell-all, I should say, just the episodes themselves. So I obviously have done some episodes of this, so I'm not going to go through every little bit of the season, but I'm just going to do like a little wrap up of things that I feel like I just need to talk about. And then the reunion, or the tell-all, I keep saying reunion, the tell-all, I will probably do bullet points of both episodes in one. I just need to do some notes for that first. So let's get into it. Let's start with Jenny and Sumit. Start there. I don't have a lot to say on this, but I do need to talk about the family, what's it called? The family cafe. Listen, this woman, I get that she doesn't know how to cook. The only thing this woman knows how to cook is spaghetti and not even with meat sauce. I understand that she may not necessarily know how to use the machine to make the cappuccinos and whatever else. But Sumet is correct. It's simple frickin' math. Okay. If you have 100 and the coffee costs 50, then you give them, they gave you yeah, they gave you 100. The coffee costs 50. You give them 50 back. You know what I mean? And she's like, I don't understand the money here. I don't understand the money here. I don't know how much I need to give you. So when the father gives her change because she didn't have any, she gives them everything. She gave them the full 100 back. Ma'am, it is simple math. Okay. You don't need to know the money to just know simple math. You know what I mean? Maybe she doesn't know simple math. Who knows? But it was the funniest thing when Sumit's like, it's just math. That's it. And I'm sorry, but you've been here for like 7 years and you don't know the money yet. Really? I'm sorry, but like, Jenny's pathetic. Jenny's pathetic. I know she's not well now. I get it. But I'm going back to when things were fine. Okay. Jenny, Jenny doesn't want to do anything. Jenny doesn't want to lift a finger. She really doesn't. All she wants is to be happy. Like she said in the reunion, tell all. Why do I keep saying reunion? But yeah, it's ridiculous. I can't. And then when she goes to Sadhna and for the last time again goes to them. Sadhna, okay, first of all, I can go back a minute. When Sadhna has a legit breakdown because Smith is literally telling her, you try to control everybody. You try to control everybody. We are adults. You can't control everybody. You can't control what everybody does. This is stupid. The next day she's sick. The next day she's sick. I I literally have to give her props because her artistry is mwah, chef's kiss. She gets sick the next day. It's amazing. She's apparently sick like a dog. It's freaking incredible. Like, serious. I'm not saying she's faking. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But it's hilarious. The so yeah. Anyways, when she goes to them, Sana's sick like a dog, and she's like, so we're going to be moving out. First of all, number one, she didn't talk to Smith about this. Number two, with what money? You're here because you have no money. So what money are you going to all of a sudden acquire to move out? I'm confused. Please explain. But I love Sadhna's response where she's like, no, no, you're not. You go nowhere. I don't know where you're gonna this is where you live. You go nowhere. Where the heck are you going nowhere? So then when she goes to Summit and she tells him, so we're moving out, I already told your parents. And he's like, are you fucking insane? Are you delusional? Are you okay? With what money? Where are we going? What are you doing? Like, and she's like, I'm not happy. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm leaving with or without you. With what money? And the whole thing for her is like, they haven't been able to have sex. They used to have sex like 2, 3 times a week. Or was it more? I can't remember. But like she's having more sex than me. Like it's just, she's trying to have all the sex, you know what I mean? But I need to raise this question that no one else is raising. This is the same situation that you were in when you first met Summit, and you had no issues fucking him on the top floor of the house. Please explain what's wrong now. You know what I mean? You can't be quiet. You can't be quiet. If the bed's a rocking, don't come a knocking. Like you know what I mean? Or if like the bed is knocking, go to a flat surface where it won't be doing that. I don't know what to tell you. There are ways to figure this out to make sure you are having intimacy in your relationship. I'm just saying. This all feels like excuses to me. But anyways, that's Jenny and Submit, y'all. Let's move on to Greta and Matthew. And trust me, I don't have a lot to say because, well, they were barely on the show. So, okay. I I have a lot of things that I need to think that I'm thinking that I need to bring out to the world. Do I think it was a good idea for her to end this relationship, without prolonging it any further and potentially having to go through a marriage and then having to go through divorce and all of this? Yes, I do think this was the right decision. I just have questions of how we got here because before she left Oklahoma, she's like so in love with him. She's the Mr. Darcy to her world and all of this. And I'm leaving Hazel so that because we have too many animals in the one house, and I'm having to leave my Hazel, and I'm crying over Hazel and all of this. Meanwhile, for the past 6 months, she's been like a little bit unsure about whether or not this relationship is going to go anywhere. And then she thought maybe being with him in person was going to make this better. Personally, I would be talking to him about even that. But this is what you're feeling and that you need more from him. That from what I feel like she's never even had that conversation with him. I don't know. But she when she gets there, and yes, he was being mean and saying she stinks and all of this didn't help anything. And yes, the drawers weren't available for her, whatever. But she pretty much made the decision from the moment she landed there that she was over this. And, talking about that she didn't want to have kids and all of this. Fine, cool. But for me, I look at all the different things because she says, like, oh, the sex is usually wild how we do things, blah, 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 blah. Where later on, she's going to be like, oh, the sex was mediocre. Which is it? I'm so confused. And, but that's one thing. Y'all, she was there for 4 days. 4 days. And after the fourth day, she's literally like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to make you a vegan shepherd's pie and break up with you. You know what I mean? This is ridiculous. And he's confused. Naturally, I understand his confusion, where he's like, it's only been 4 days. This is the shortest relationship in history, 4 days. And it's been 4 days. And yeah, I get that he's like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? But what I didn't agree with on his part is literally basically asking his father to talk to her on his behalf. How old are you? You're grown. You don't need your dad to do this for you. You can have done this yourself and not have that conversation with her. But it's over. It's done after 4 days. But she tells him like I just didn't feel a spark there. I don't think I'm in love with you anymore. And all of this. And I'm like, you just uprooted your entire life. You literally just did your bar exam. You are a lawyer in Oklahoma. And there's so much you can do as a lawyer for animal rights. You could have been a part of PETA and been like a lawyer for PETA or something. You could have done, or you could have been a lawyer at that thing that Carol Baskin used in order to get Joe Exotic in prison. You know what I mean? There's so much you could have done to to do something that works for you, and you could have also used that um that that your lawyer thing to. I'm just so confused because you're over here crying about Hazel. You wouldn't have had to leave Hazel. None of this would have happened. And y'all to later find out, we'll get to it. I'm not gonna say it here, but to basically later find out that my girl didn't even leave England. She stuck around. It's ridiculous. I yeah. I don't disagree with her breaking it off. I just disagree with her uprooting her entire life for nothing, for essentially nothing. It was the weirdest thing, but anyways, that is, that's basically Greta and Matthew. Like I said, I don't have much to talk about. Let's move on to Anthony and Manon. Number one, y'all, I am actually really sick and tired of when I hear people say her name and they don't say her name correctly. It's not hard. Maybe I understand that my country, second official language is French. So saying Manon is not that difficult, or Manon, but not even Manon, it's Manon. It's not that difficult. But people are here saying Manon, Manon. It's not, come on. But anyways, these people, her, she's fucking insane. She's fucking insane. We'll talk about it when we get to the tell all. But she's fucking insane. She like I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. You're saying the asshole of France, and then you're gonna run for mayor of the asshole of France. And the main thing here, like there's so much that I could talk about with them, but I don't know where to start because my mind's all over the place with her. She's like, I'm coming here so I can have a better relationship with Ben, but now let me start a new business with this random person. Um, which is okay. He wants a goat farm. Sure, sure, sure. Like, come on now. He wants to mime. That's something he could do where he doesn't have to know the language. Nope, she's not about that. But then when he does finally find a job as a camp counselor, like he's 17 years old, but it's still a job. Obviously, it's temporary. We don't know that at the time, but we know that now it's temporary. But he has to stay overnight maybe once a week, and he's maybe an hour away from the household of France. And she is like freaking out about that, and she doesn't want him to do that. It's like I I I understand because I understand more maybe than anyone would realize. You know that it is her anxiety that's controlling the situation, that she doesn't want to be alone, even though you think like she should handle being by herself. I understand that she doesn't necessarily feel comfortable being alone, but it is a week. One day a week. You get through the one day. Let's make it, make it, I don't know, not be as scary as it needs to be. I don't know, but she will hopefully get used to it if it's like once a week that he has to do this. But yeah, like crying outside of the chocolate shop because there's nothing here, Ben. It's it's insane. It's insanity. But again, also like her getting mad at him because of the fact that, she doesn't want to rent a place. She wants to buy a home. It's like, you have no money. Same thing with Johnny and Smith. You have no money. So if you need to rent temporarily until you find something, so that way you're not going to end up in the asshole of France. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know, man. She's a lot. She's a lot. So that's why, like, because she's a lot, I can't even pinpoint one thing that I can talk about in the same way that I could with like Jenny and Submit and Greta and Matthew. She's all over the place. But anyways, next let's talk about Batia and what's his name? Dylan? Dylan. Um, again, not much to really say here with them. I found them fairly boring, to be totally honest with you. But this like fascination she has with his mother and how he can't talk to his mother all the time and blah 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 blah. And she says how he's controlling. He is controlling, but so is she. You can't say to him that he can't talk to his mother. Like it's his mom. His mom raised him, birthed him, like that's his mom, and he has a good relationship with her. Wouldn't you not want a man who has a good relationship with his mother? Like I can understand boundaries not being crossed, but like this is ridiculous. And when she's like, she doesn't like me. I know she doesn't like me. She doesn't want me to be with her son because like she doesn't want me to be with him. And this, that, and the other. And she's like, "I know it's because of my age, blah, 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 blah. You don't want him because I want me to be with him because of my age." And it's like, his mom says, "Well, I never said that." But even if she did, Batia, are you that fucking dumb? Do you honestly think that this mother actually would not think it's a problem that you were with her son? Let's not forget, Batia is 59, he's 39, and they've been together for 12 years. So that call it, that's she was 47 and he would have been 30. No, wait, sorry, 27 when they first met. Yeah, I think any mother who finds out that their 27-year-old son is with a 47-year-old woman is going to have a problem with that. And you're fucking dumb if you think that that's not the case. He's a baby in comparison to you in that scenario. There's a huge difference between 27 and 47. And yeah, that would be a problem. And maybe she's thinking, "Oh, he's not gonna be able to have kids with this person because she's 47 and she may not even want kids anymore." So it's like, you know, it's a multitude of different things here. And she's dense if she thinks that that wouldn't have been a problem for his mother at some point. Now he's 39, he's almost 40, whatever. He's old enough now, I guess, but again, there is a difference between him being 27 and him now being 39. There's a huge difference. So I think she is absolutely delulu if she thinks that his mom would not have had a problem with him dating an older woman when that older woman was 20 years his senior at 27 years old. Come on now. Really. But if she's now saying, "I don't have a problem with you, I don't dislike you, I don't have a problem with your relationship," let it go, bitch. Let it go. But then for him to have an issue with her job and saying, like, "I don't like when you go to the champagne room and have men touching," I can understand where he's coming from a boyfriend perspective. But from a perspective of a person who literally was in Thunder Down Under himself, needs to remember you are a part of this world no different than she is. So to come in with judgment is fucked in all the ways. But yeah, but at the end of the day, she gets her engagement. It was sweet. But she gets the engagement. I don't know if was it the same ring, but who cares? But anyway, it's I'm just I don't like either of them. I don't like her, I don't like him. I don't like either of them. I don't care. They deserve each other, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm trying to hold off saying things that happened in the tell all because y'all got more to say about them. But that's it for Atia and uh Dylan. Let me just do Luke and Madeline first, and then I will do Chloe and Johnny. So I don't got nothing really to say is why I'm doing Luke and Madeline first. They get married, or do they? I'll talk about that in a second. They get married, whatever. But the conversation that she had with his father um was interesting. You know, I hear what he's saying. I hear what she's saying. She had, but if it was anybody else, who lost her mind. But they get married. There's nothing more to say. I don't care about these people. They're both freaking dumb. She's dumb. He's dumb. I don't care. They deserve each other. Like, I'm not happy. Like, I know some people do like Madeline. Like, I know one of my podcasts I listen to, one of them really does like her and will always ride for her. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. I can't. I'm sorry. I actually would be perfectly fine if I never see her again. And, but that's not going to happen, y'all. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, I'll be happy if I never see her again. But anyways, one can wish. But yeah, as for the wedding, because I've just mentioned, oh, were they? Here's what I found out. This was from Shabuti, and here's what he has to say. There's tea on them, and here's what it says. Luke has not been with Madeline for over a year. We kind of find a little bit of that out later. They split after a disagreement about his bestie Brian allegedly using him. We'll get more on that later. The cake scene was scripted. Duh. TLC hired the stripper featured in the scene. That seems appropriate. Production framed Madeline as the villain, and she is fine with that role. The wedding ceremony on the show was not legally binding. They were never married on paper, according to his source. The marriage was done solely for the show, aka scripted. Luke still files his taxes as single. That is why he was flirting with Chloe at the tell-all, which we'll talk about, and that part was real. He is still in contact with Madeline because of his land project in Colombia. He needs to lock down investors for that project, and Luke is extremely focused on his fame above all else, which is why I just don't care about these two. Anyways, let's look at Madeline. Let's end us off with a bang with Chloe and Johnny. I hate myself because I was over here really thinking that Johnny was an upstanding man. He ain't. And I hate him for making me believe in him. So the whole thing with the phone, which, first of all, the fact that you left all of that shit on your old phone and just left it there for her to have access to, sir, you were clearly hoping she would find something. Like, come on. And the fact that you have videos of you having sex with other women for whom he said to her that he didn't sleep with, first of all. And like, that's weird. Like, I don't even think my boyfriend even has videos of me on his phone. Like, it's weird. And well, that's not weird, but I'm saying, like, it's weird. But she finds all of this information out. She's done. Like, I'm outie. She goes to get back her stuff, and I'm not even kidding you. The circles of which he was spinning around her was insanity. It was insane. He literally blaming her for his decisions, basically saying, you made me do this. It was artistry, I have to say. And I'm literally sitting there being like, I feel like I'm going insane listening to him actually tell her all this. Like, I feel like he's saying it to me. It's ridiculous. And when, the icing on the cake, when he says to her, listen, I'll take you back. It's fine. Like, it's fine. I'll take you back. The fuck? I'll take you back? Sir, you're the one that fucked up. She should be taking you back. What are you talking about? And then, yo, when she goes, because he's like, oh, there's some earrings in the bathroom here for you. And she goes, she's like, those aren't my earrings. Like, those aren't my earrings. I need to leave. Are you really trying to tell me that in the past day or two, he had another woman and he fucked her? Oh my God. This guy is insane. And he's like, Chloe, Chloe, they're my sisters. It's not a big deal. Like, I was waiting for him to say something like that. And but when he goes and he's like, please come on, let's just talk about this. Let's talk about it. Come back to me, Chloe. Like, it was something. It was something. It's ridiculously insane. But she leaves. Or does she? We'll talk about that at the tell-all. But yeah, I was very angry to kind of find out that I'm like, all along, I was on his side thinking, it's not that serious. She's claiming he cheated on her when, like, she was cheating, and she admits that at the tell-all later. But yeah, I did. But I'm like, I'm thinking, like, this is not serious. And like, yeah, some of the things that he's saying about marriage is accurate. Like maybe she's not ready for this. Like she won't even clean up after herself or wants to cook a meal or do things that a wife will do. I do agree with that. I don't think she was ready. But to find out that the villain all along was him. And the kicker is while they are filming interviews in front of production, he's sitting right beside her texting another woman. I mean, I mean, just the fuckery of this man is beyond. It's beyond. He is beyond to infinity and beyond. Listen, I've been cheated on. We've all been cheated on, I'm sure. And I'm sure we've had our men just texting other women right there in front of our faces, really and truly. But to find out that, I mean, they were both on their phones. I'm very curious to know what she was doing on her phone. But to find out that he was doing it right there while production's like, okay, phones down. And you're just, what is happening? It's ridiculous. Anyways, that's basically just the roundup of what my thoughts are of this past season of Tell All the Other Way. Like I said, I will be doing an episode for the Other Way Tell Alls to be one episode though. So I'll be doing that in a little bit. But we got new stuff coming very soon, so we'll see when I'll be doing it. But anyways, y'all, that is it for me. That is it for this episode. If you liked what you heard, bear with me because I have not done an outro for the podcast in quite some time. So bear with me here. So if you liked what you heard, you can go to any of your favorite podcast apps. You can like, follow, make sure you don't miss a single episode. And you can also rate the podcast at either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It'd be greatly appreciated. As a reminder, any 5-star ratings that are given to the podcast or any comments that are given to the podcast will be read on the podcast, which I have done in the past. If you want to connect with the podcast through social media, you can find me at Facebook and Instagram at Reality T times 2. You can also find me at Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Reality times 2 pod. I believe you can email me at realityttimes2@hotmail.com, and you can have any inquiries, anything like that, any ideas, any shows or episodes you want me to cover, you can definitely do that over there. And I am going back to our old website, and that is at solo.to/reality T times 2. There you can get any of the links to anything that I didn't mention here, any of the socials, website, email, all of that. It's all there for you. And we also have a new thing there where you can help support the podcast as well. It's called a tip jar. And you could tip whatever your heart's desire if you want to support the podcast, but don't want to necessarily support the podcast in going to Patreon, for example, or any of the links in any of the advertisements. You can do it there. But since we're on the topic of Patreon, you can head on over to patreon.com/reality T times 2, where there you can get access to even more than what I do here. There are 3 different tiers where you can get these shows ad free, as well as our next tier up where you would get another reality show that's being covered. So, we have Jersey Shore that's been getting covered. That's still being covered currently at the time of recording of this outro, but the future is bright with what's to come in the future, which I will be discussing, or I have discussed, I don't even know. But, and then also our next tier is a true crime tier as well. So you can definitely head over for that. But that is basically it. I will also just quickly mention here too, if you're interested in a different take of a podcast that I'm a part of, we do things a little differently. You can head on over to Next Take Podcast, where I usually drop bonus episodes here on this feed, but there you get a lot more. And that podcast is making changes. We're growing, doing new things, but you can definitely head on over there if you want to just hear a little bit different than what I do over here. So you can find that podcast over at our website, solo.to/next take podcast. And there we'll have all the links to your desire that will link you to any of your favorite podcast apps or YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of it. Social medias, it's all over there. But of course, you can still find that podcast at any of your favorite podcast apps. But that is it for this episode. We'll see you next time with another episode. Bye, everybody.